As we move on to the next matchup on the Conference Championship Sunday, as the Kansas City Chiefs, the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champions, defeated the Buffalo Bills 38-24 in a game that wasn't really a game, man. Kansas City, after giving up a 9-0 run, they spotted them 9 points after Miko Hardman punt return fumble, 21 unanswered in the first half. Just a complete annihilation. This is the switch I've been referring to with the Kansas City Chiefs. I said prior when they played the Browns last week, I said I don't think they could have the switch where they can just we're just better than you. That I haven't seen it with the Texans last season, with the Titans last season. But they showed me this week that when you try to down Mahomes, saying that Josh Allen is better than Mahomes, they just say, you know what? Let's lock in. And that defense, I can't say this enough. Very underrated. They get after you. Chris Jones is the second best defensive tackle in football, only behind Aaron Donald. Tyrann Mathieu, the leader of that secondary. Their
best safety now. Is he the best? Is he the best safety now?
I'm giving Earl best safety. Yep. I mean Tyrann. Excuse me.
I was to say, dang, he's not in the league.
And not to mention that their corners, Tre'Davious Ward, L'Jarius Sneed, they're just the way they were playing coverage on the Bills receivers. They were just so tight, allowing nothing. So got to give credit to Steve Spagnuolo and that team and the way they've been balling. Dare, I start with you. What was your biggest takeaway from this recap? I mean,
Dirty. I'm tired. I've been trying to tell y'all boys about Dirty. One, I've been trying to tell people about Dirty, but I'm glad he's still getting his shine 2 weeks straight. Everybody get to see it a little bit. Clyde back, so you know what that means. He's gonna get his too. Mahomes is just, I mean, it's like clear cut. He the best quarterback. I mean, no matter what what goes on the regular season, what stats he not getting or whatever, the hype not around him. The hype fell off per se. I kind of knew they still had it in them. Travis Kelce, the best tight end. Tyreek Hill is a top 5 receiver, in my opinion. Where would they miss a beat at? And then, like you said, Tyrann, Chris Jones, Frank Clark, they just know how to win together. So obviously, I guess I'm telling y'all my Super Bowl pick right now based on how I'm talking about them. But I didn't think the Bills would win, and I didn't think they'd get blown out, which they did, and they lost by 14. But that game showed you that they can't mess with them. And the Chiefs, it proved that they could beat you differently than they did the first time.
Demond, before I give it to you, Josh Allen, your boy, your guy. Tell me what's wrong with the Bills, man. What happened?
I mean, I expected the Bills to show a little bit more offensively. You think about the reports, and you always hear it. You heard it with the Saints and everything like that. This guy's fighting through injuries. Cole Beasley, all-pro receiver, somehow played through a broken leg. I get all that. But at the end of the day, this is Josh Allen, all-pro quarterback we're talking about. I expected him to play better. And he looked very similar to Josh Allen before he took his steps. And to me, it's going to be very telling if he can come back next year and get over that hump, continue his high level of play, and get back and contend against this team. But for me, I mean, it just shows you how big the gap is between the Chiefs and everyone else. The Chiefs are the only team where I've seen they've been able to win a football game in all types of ways this year. In addition to that, I mean, how you want it. We can give you 200 rushing yards with any running back we want. Still haven't seen Le'Veon Bell pop up and be what we know he can be in the league. You have Clyde, you have Dirty. You're missing Damian Williams, who's a Super Bowl hero last year. You have Patrick Mahomes, who's about to receive the torch from Tom Brady. Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce. I mean, you don't even label them as their position. You just call them weapons because that's what they are. So, I mean, this is a walking juggernaut. We're watching the next dynasty, and I mean, let's not be surprised. We all knew this. This is similar to what Golden State was, and we knew they were coming out. And I know it's football, and it's totally different. But we were talking about the Steelers and the Chiefs, and then we talked about the Bills, and the Bills are playing football as good as anyone and have won 11 straight, I believe, or something along those lines. They were just dominating folks. The Chiefs came in and dismantled them. So gotta give them their credit. And I'm riding with the Chiefs for the Super Bowl as well. But we'll talk about our Super Bowl picks in a minute.
What's next for the Bills? How can they get over this massive hump that is the Kansas City Chiefs? Like, what piece do they need to add? Is it the growth of Josh Allen's game? Another defensive piece? What does this team need? Cut Carter, go.
I think they need another corner. I like the way Teron Johnson came on. I like the way Levi Wallace played and Trey White, but another one won't hurt. Or just the DB in general. Poyer and Michael Hyde are good, but it's like they need like that flex, that impact guy, that Tyran or that Chauncey got like in the slot kind of. It's like that would help them a lot. Linebacking core is pretty solid. D-line is pretty solid. Another pass rusher wouldn't hurt. Defensive end.
Yeah, that's what I was going to think. I think they need
defensive end wouldn't be bad either. The defensive end and then like a flex type of a DB. Those are the biggest two needs. The offense don't seem bad to me.
But wait.
I think Dawson Knox could be a good tight end. He just got to get more. He can't be dropping. He dropped a lot of passes. If he stopped drops, because he's fast, he's big. He stopped drops, they'll be fine.
I think they definitely need a running back. They need a run game.
I don't want to disrespect Singletary and
you can disrespect them. It's cool.
No, I don't think it's a disrespect word. It's Singletary and what's the other one? Zach Moss and Yeldon. Yeldon wasn't that bad in that game. That was the first time.
Yeldon didn't play like all season. They just used them this game specifically. So
I think Yeldon comes in specifically in pass catching roles, so
right.
What their approach is. But
I didn't want to cut y'all, but with a team like that, if Najee Harris there first round, why not?
Yeah,
that'll be perfect because he could do everything.
Yeah,
but I know people don't like taking running backs early, but their pick won't be that good. It'll be bottom 4 pick in the draft in the round, first round. So Najee Harris probably because it won't be the elite pass rushers probably won't be there by that point. So why not take Najee Harris?
Demond, what you think? What you think they should do before I go?
I wouldn't hate to see them get another running back. Their wide receiver core is loaded. I just agree with Derek in terms of a pass rusher. You do need that transcendent pass rusher if you're going to be chasing after Mahomes. They just don't have it right now. In terms of answering your question, Bruiser, I don't think there's anything they can do to get over the hump. I mean, like you can have all the best players in the world, and I mean, the Chiefs are still going to contend. They have, like, what don't they have? So at this point, I'm not sure you can get over the hump, but for the Bills, their definite need would be a pass rusher.
Do y'all think is Yannick Ngakoue re-signed or is he a free agent now?
I think Baltimore. I think he's on a I think Baltimore is going to try to resign him, but
okay. But if I'm saying somebody like that, or wouldn't it be a bad option? I mean, he not as what he was, but I mean, there's also a lot of turmoil in his career this year, like the constant.
Yes, he's no longer. He's an unrestricted free agent this summer.
Yeah, somebody like that. I feel like, well, even if it's not him, I feel like they should sign a defensive end, and they should actually. They don't need to get a draft one; they need to sign one.
I think.
Oh, Trey Hendrickson is available as well because we couldn't re-sign him. Something like that. That's not. It's like they have options out there. Trey Hendrickson was top 5 in sacks this year. It might have been higher than that. I just
said it 2 or 3. I think it was.
Yeah, he might have been 3rd.
2 with Aaron Donald. Yep.
Yeah. So if we can't get him back, why not make a run at him?
I think
it's talent at that position that's gonna be available. Whereas the running back position is kind of like you could bring in somebody that's already in the league, like a Mike Davis from the Panthers, or you can
Aaron Jones. We just talked about a running back.
Right.
I think this team just need because I agree with you with the pass rusher part and the running back part. I think just a change in mentality with to believe in the run game. In the conference championship game, Josh Allen was their leading rusher and he was the leading rusher in yards and carrying most in touches. Singletary had 6, Yoda had 3, and Isaiah McKenzie had 2. I think they just need a better mentality when it comes to running the ball and just even if it's not there, just attempt to stay consistent with it. I know you have All-Pro Diggs, All-Pro Cole Beasley, and the quarterback. I think was he second team All-Pro Josh Allen?
Yep.
Yeah, you have All-Pro all around, but it's the playoffs, man. It's all about getting gritty. You got to get dirty. You got to get your hands in your mud. So I think this is a valuable experience for Sean McDermott. They kept their OC Brian Dable as well, so that's a huge boost for next season. I just think having the mindset of running the ball just to take the pressure off of Josh Allen will be huge next season.